To say that I was shocked will be an understatement. Saying that I was confused will still not cutting. I was completely taken aback. I just could not fathom what just happened. Why is she naming me as the one responsible for her pregnancy? Whatever happened to Jide? Did she mistakenly mention my name instead of Jide's? But wait, Jide is not sitting with us. Or is she just joking? Maybe she's just joking. She has to be. To me, that seemed to be the only reasonable explanation. I don't smoke nor drink, so the question of maybe I got high and dinked her is completely out of the picture. So she has to be joking. The reaction that greeted Abigail's revelation could not have been more dramatic. It was like catching a thief in your house, only for the thief to mention your wife or husband as his accomplice. Different exclamation, different body positioning, and then everyone's gaze at this point became firmly placed on me, like, "Oga, explain yourself." All I could mutter was, "Sorry, please, which Benjamin are you talking about?" That question must have touched something not so pleasant in her. Her reaction was sort of the fire that consumed Sodom and Gomorrah. It left me even more confused, and for the first time angry. She flared up. "How dare you ask me that foolish question? How dare you? You dare deny that this baby isn't yours?" She shook her head as if she would rather not say more, packed up her bag, and hurried out tearfully. My mother-in-law ran after her, but not without giving me that "I'm disappointed in you" look. My father-in-law, who by now caught the figure of a frustrated father, stood up, raised his two hands like that statue that symbolizes equality on the court building. With traces of tears in his eyes, he said, "Ben, you saved me with one hand and ruined me with the other." Then he too walked out. My wife, surprisingly, was the calmest of them all, so I thought. She gave me the "I'm sorry for you" look. Without uttering a single word, she gathered our baby into her arms and made for the bedroom. I was just too confused to react to any of their reactions. I sat down to notice my mom looking at me, so bothered and waiting to hear my side of the story. I told her I didn't do it, and that I am as confused as she is too. I couldn't wrap my hands around it. I was hoping that at some point, someone would tell me this is all just a prank. I sat there for what seemed like forever, head in my hands, trying to figure out what it is that could have led to all this. I was just lost in my thought. I didn't even notice my wife emerging from our bedroom with a traveling bag, our new baby on her back, and Isabella, our first child, on her other hand. She was heading for the door. My mom quickly jumped on her feet. "My daughter, where are you going?" "Mama, I cannot live under the same roof with this incestuous man. I can't." I ran to her as soon as I heard her voice. "Baby, please don't leave me. I swear to you I have nothing of that nature with your sister. I swear by everything I've ever worked hard for in my entire life." She was having none of it. Her mind was made up. It's either I leave or she leaves. Even after all the persuasion from my mom, I couldn't let her pack out of the house. If not for any reason, at least for the sake of Isabella, our first child. Isabella was just recuperating from an illness that almost took her life. Thanks to an anonymous blood donor that saved her. How my blood and her mother's blood didn't match hers beats me. It was just a miracle that someone who pleaded to be kept anonymous came up at that point. As much as I was thankful then, I didn't really care about the person's identity. At least now my girl is fine and back on her feet. It was for this reason I didn't want my wife to move out. I packed up a few clothes and a few things I might need for the day and the next, which is Sunday. As soon as I was about leaving, my mom flagged me to wait for her. It was as if she had had her stuff arranged in preparation for a day like this. Everything she has in the house were all by her at the doorpost. Drop me at the park. I'm heading home. Mama, are you leaving too? Let me just say that if there's an award for the most frustrated man on that day, I doubt there will be a more worthy winner than me. Nothing seems to be going my way. I'm leaving you, Ben. Just that I can't stay in the middle of this chaos. As soon as you figure out all this, you know where to find me. But for now, Biko dropped me at the park. I didn't have a single strength in me to argue with her. I simply gathered all the things in the boat and dropped her at Ibadan Park. I checked into an hotel not very far from my house, about 15 minutes drive away. As soon as I was about resting on the bed, Jide's call came in. Son of a bastard. So trying to take my position at the office is not enough for you, eh? You still have to sleep with my fiancé to the point of getting her pregnant. I've never liked you from day one, but for this one you did. You will pay dearly for it. Then he hung up. That day couldn't have been any worse. Fast forward to Monday. After I became downed that there is no prank anywhere, everything is for real, I booked a trip to Paris to clear my head. Yeah, I love Paris. My wife and I had our honeymoon there. It was our idea though. She calls it the safest place on earth. Since then, my appreciation for the place has grown. In fact, whenever we wanted to have babies, we go there and before you know it, our baby is here. It was around past 10 in the morning and I was heading to the airport when a call came in. I didn't want to pick. I didn't even want to check out who the caller was, but something in me just told me, check it. Alas, it was my father-in-law. What does he want to tell me this time? Maybe a piece of his mind that he didn't have the chance to fully express. I gathered all the strength I had to pick his call, and his voice came in from the other end. Hello, Ben. Where are you? You are late for work already. To be continued. Thank you so much for listening. And please do not forget to subscribe.